Thank you, everybody. This is Councilman Britt Moore. I'd like to welcome you to the Finance Committee meeting for November 10th of 2021. We normally meet on Thursday, but in honor of our veterans, this has been moved to today. With me at City Hall is Councilman Victor Holmes, and we certainly appreciate, Victor Jones, I'm sorry. I'm looking at Michael's name on the paper here. I apologize. And myself, Councilman Moore, and we welcome Mayor Wagner and thank him for joining in as Councilman Holmes this time. And Councilwoman Peters are unavailable to be here. So we apologize, and Terry thinks he's retiring so he can leave his phone on. But we'll begin by starting the first item. It's 2021-492, and we're going to talk about some surplus equipment disposal. Mr. Kevin Rogers presenting.
Yes, sir. The City of High Point Purchasing Policies and Procedures Manual requires that fleet vehicles and other equipment sold via an online auction be reported to council on an annual basis. A listing of items sold with descriptions and sale amounts is included in the item. The City of High Point also ranked number 2 for the 2021 fiscal year in North Carolina with their GovDeals sales. The sale of this equipment generated $704,918.66 in fiscal year 2019 and 20, and $1,011,881.07 in 2020 and 2021 in proceeds for the City of High Point. FY 2019 and 2020 were not submitted due to staffing changes.
Okay. I think it's pretty straightforward. We appreciate that.
Thank you.
Any comments or questions? Hearing none, I'll make a motion to approve item 2021-492. Is there a second?
Question, so what are we approving? Just of that report?
Yeah.
You're just acknowledging.
Just accepting the report.
Okay, second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
No opposition. That motion passes. Thank you. Next item, 2021-493 is a contract request concerning our Rich Fork Pump Station. Terry Houck will present.
Yes, this is for the Rich Fork Diversion Pump Station evaluation, and we want to award a contract with Black & Veatch International Company. We want a contract with Black & Veatch International to evaluate necessary capacity and site selection for a new sanitary sewer pump station that would divert flow from the Riverdale pump station. The scope of the Rich Fork Diversion Pumping Preliminary Engineering Report will be for Black & Veatch to evaluate the needed capacity and site selection of a new pumping station by hydraulic evaluations, gravity sewer and force main sizing and routing, and other systems to divert flow from Riverdale pump station to the west side wastewater treatment plant. There are 4 really good reasons to do this. Technically, all the flow from Kernersville is in the Yadkin PD, and it should go back to the Yadkin PD. Right now, it's going to the east side plant, so we need to divert that. Putting this additional pump station will reduce the amount of flow to Riverdale, which gives you more available capacity. Third, west side is your newest plant. It's a 10 MGD plant. It's only running an average of about 2.5 to 3 MGD a month. So you have plenty of capacity. And adding this new pump station, there are plans to expand our service area. This will take the flow from this new service area and divert it to west side, giving you more, I guess, tax base.
Everybody clear on what they will be doing the services for and what the intent is? Any questions?
Motion to approve?
Second. There's a motion to approve and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? That motion passes.
Thank you, sir.
Terry. Next item is a change order with Johnson Controls, and this is to do with the new High Point Police Department, which our PD is currently in the midst of moving to. Got the ways to go, but it's going pretty good according to the chief. I was at a meeting there this morning, and it's quite a nice facility. Eric Almeida, Assistant Manager, presenting.
The council awarded the original contract to Johnson Controls on January 6, 2020 for access control and security management software for the amount of $291,962.06. As the project progressed, there were a number of items that were needed that were identified outside the original scope to ensure that we had a safe, secure, and efficient building. Several of these additions included areas of bulletproof glass, cabling and access panels for the security system, card readers, so that they didn't have to have physical keys in many of the areas of the building, automatic door releases, and intercom system enhancements. Staff determined that since Johnson Controls was already on site, and so we could have a similarity in software and hardware that was in the building, that we would go ahead and add to this purchase order that was already open. When we determined that it was going to exceed the $90,000 threshold, we determined we needed to bring this back to council for approval. Since this project was already behind schedule, and Johnson Controls was already in the building and knew the existing equipment and could match that with similar equipment, we determined that this was the best course of action. So we're asking council to approve an increase to this contract of $113,614.68.
The items that came up that are listed that you gave as needed to do the building and do it right, do we feel like this is going to get us to the finish line?
Yes.
Drove by today, it looks like there's a lot of vehicles already there. How's the transition?
I believe the police side is pretty much 100% complete. The 911 side is mostly complete, and I believe we just have a few people from night dispatch that are still needing to move in. But it's pretty close to 100% complete as far as the transition.
Any further comments or questions? I'll make a motion to approve item 2021-494.
Second.
Second by Councilman Jones. Councilman Jones, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councilman Moore is an aye. Mayor Wagner? That motion passes. Sorry, I forgot to be doing that each time. Item 2021-495 is a contract with Electricity's joint purchasing agreement. And we have Tyler Barrier to present.
So as you know, we're an Electricity's member. Every 3 years, Electricity's does a joint purchasing agreement. What that is just items that are commonly used by an electric utility or services, pole inspections, tree trimming, substation maintenance. They're bid out on an entire partnership scale, so they'll bid out these items and we can utilize that bid with this agreement.
I think it's pretty straightforward. I'll make a motion to approve item 2021-495.
Second.
There's a second. Councilman Jones, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councilman Moore is an aye. Mayor Wagner?
Aye.
That motion passes. Next item is 2021-496, and this is contract concerning the expansion upgrade of Montlou Avenue and underground cable, and Tyler's going to present that.
So as you're aware, the Montlou project for undergrounding of that corridor from Hamilton or Main Street up to Centennial, that contract I think was brought last meeting here. This portion would be Electric's material purchase for the underground cable to do that job. This is just a material purchase.
And for staff, we've done, we've been through this on the council side and the staff side and the newspaper side. When do we hope to start moving dirt, doing something over there?
Assuming that the schedule stays on track, it was around February 1st.
February 1st. Thank you for reminding me of that. And do we expect any other,
Let me clarify, not moving dirt, but the project starting.
I understand, yeah, okay.
How long is that project anticipated?
210 days was the project scope.
Okay.
Okay. I'll make a motion to approve, if there's no questions, I'll make a motion to approve item 2021-496. There's a second. Councilman Jones, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councilman Moore is an aye. Mayor Wagner? Aye. Thanks. That item passes. Thanks, Tyler. Item 2021-497 is a resolution, some good news here on our issuance of series bonds 2021A and 2021B. And to explain that is Bobby Fitzjohn.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor Pro Tem. This is for information only today. This item will actually have to be voted on by the entire council after consent on Monday night. As part of our plans for issuing new revenue and GO bond money in the spring, our financial advisors brought to attention an opportunity to refinance some outstanding revenue bonds. As you've heard me talk about before, we can't really do tax-exempt advance refundings. So this is more of a unique direct bank loan process. And so our financial advisors on our behalf distributed an RFP to more than 50 institutions across the country. We received 9 proposals back. What you have in the back of your packet is an analysis of those proposals. And staff is recommending the issuance of a 2021A taxable combined enterprise system refunding bonds utilizing the Pinnacle Bank proposal, and then a 2021B CES taxable refunding bond utilizing the 2021B Truist Bank proposal. The unique thing about these issuances is that there's essentially a tax-exempt rate that will be converted to when the original bonds can be called. So there's a bit of a conversion that happens after the initial issuance. So it sounds odd that I'm coming up and asking for taxable bonds, but it's really just a 1 year for the 2021A and a 3 year for the 2022 or 2021Bs before they convert to tax exempt. So all in, we're looking at saving $290,000 a year through 2032, and then $148,000 a year through 2040, about $4.4 million in cash savings alone in the water sewer fund. So this is the initial item, which will just direct staff to submit an application to the LGC for approval to refund, and then we'll bring back the actual bond issuance at the December 6th meeting.
Everybody follow that?
Motion to approve.
I'll just state that before we vote, that saving $4.4 million is good any way you do it. So,
Yes, sir. Just as a reminder, this is just information. It'll come for the full
Right.
council on
Right.
Monday.
All right, there's a motion and second. Second to approve. Councilman Jones, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councilman Moore is an aye. Mayor Wagner?
Aye.
Is an aye. That motion passes. Thank you, Bobby. Next item, 2021-498, is a NCDOT Section 5303 Planning Grant Agreement that Mark McDonald, well, Mark's not going to explain it, but I looked up. Your name was on the sheet. So. Hi. how
Good
are you?
afternoon, everyone.
Good to see you.
This is our annual 5303 planning grant funds that we get through NCDOT. It's 90% reimbursement funds for planning activities such as route and schedule planning, compliance with civil rights programs, and developing projects for our metropolitan and state transportation improvement programs. It also allows us to maintain software that we use for some of these activities as well. We're asking council to authorize the city manager to execute the agreement for reimbursement funds.
Questions? Make a motion to approve item 2021-498.
Second.
Motion and a second. Councilman Jones, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councilman Moore is an aye. Mayor Wagner? Aye. That motion passes. Thank you. Next item, 2021-505, is a unique one. I haven't seen this one before. It's an agreement about equipment rental of our train engine, and Lee Tillery, Parks and Recreation Director, is here to explain.
Yeah, good afternoon. This is a unique one, but before you is a request to ratify an agreement between the City of High Point and the City of Kannapolis for rental of our CP Huntington train engine. that's housed out at City Lake Park. City of Kannapolis contacted us about 2 weeks ago, and they have a unique story as to why they need ours, but they sent their train engine off for repair to a group in California, and they haven't heard from this group in probably 3 or 4 months, so they are in a bad situation, and they don't know where their train is. So I'm glad it's them and not us. They did approach us about an event that they have. They have a month-long event where a holiday event at one of their parks, Village Parking in Kannapolis. We're one of the few entities that has a similar type train engine that fits on the tracks that they have. It's the exact same engine, exact same track. So they asked us about the possibility of borrowing that train and having an agreement to do that. So their attorney worked with Joanne to put that in place. And I think we have everything set up. We do not use the train at City Lake Park during this time of year anyway. So that part of it works out on our end. So being good neighbors, we thought we would do this, and that it made sense to help them out. And they're very appreciative and going to recognize the City of High Point for doing that during their event as well. So our recommendation is to the ratification of the equipment agreement between the City of High Point and the City of Kannapolis to you guys.
Madam Attorney, you got all the i's and t's in there in case our train goes missing?
Definitely.
All right.
They've indemnified us, and they've already submitted their certificate of insurance.
I read it, I got it.
Okay.
Any comments or questions? I'll make a motion to approve item 2021-505. There's a second. Councilman Jones, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councilman Moore is an aye. Mayor Wagner? Aye. That motion passes. If there's nothing else to come before council, I want to say one quick thing. Would like to thank Councilman Victor Jones, not Victor Holmes, for his military service to our country. Is there anybody else in here who served in the military? Mary, thank you so very much. I think you're still on the reserves, are you not? Yeah. And we certainly appreciate you, and anybody out there listening, happy Veterans Day, and we appreciate all your sacrifice. This meeting's adjourned.